Welcome back, friends. If you love learning practical skills that make you more confident in your kitchen and more connected to your food, you're in the right place. Before we dive into today's lesson, take a second to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell, and share this video with anyone who wants to learn the art of safe, successful home canning. Your support helps this community grow and ensures you never miss another episode. Today, we're exploring one of the most important foundations of food preservation, understanding the canning methods, equipment, and safety practices that keep your jars shelf-stable and your family safe. Whether you're brand new to canning or looking to sharpen your skills, this guide will walk you through everything you need to know, from water bath canning to pressure canning, altitude adjustments, equipment care, and the methods you should never use. So, grab your notebook, settle in, and let's get started with the art and science of home canning. Introduction: Preserving tradition and safety. Home canning is a timeless craft that blends tradition with science. It allows families to preserve the harvest, reduce waste, and enjoy wholesome foods year-round. Yet, successful canning is more than sealing jars. It's about understanding the principles that make food safe. Choosing the correct method and equipment ensures that every jar is both delicious and free from harmful bacteria. There are two scientifically tested and approved methods for home food preservation: pressure canning and water bath canning. Each uses heat to destroy spoilage organisms and create an airtight vacuum seal. The choice between them depends on the acidity of the food being preserved. Water bath canning, simplicity and tradition. How it works. The water bath method is ideal for high-acid foods such as fruits, tomatoes, pickles, jams, and jellies. In this process, jars filled with prepared food are surrounded by boiling water, which transfers heat evenly through the glass. The boiling water destroys molds, yeasts, and bacteria, while the sealed jars prevent recontamination. Step-by-step process. Prepare the canner. Fill the pot with enough hot water to cover jars by 1 to 2 inches. Pack the jars. Use either a raw pack, food placed in jars unheated, or hot pack, food preheated before packing. Heat and process. Once the water reaches a rolling boil, begin timing according to the tested recipe. Maintain a gentle, steady boil throughout. Cool and seal. Remove jars immediately after processing and let them cool undisturbed for 12-24 hours. A properly sealed lid will be concave and will not flex when pressed. Equipment essentials. A water bath canner can be purchased or improvised using a large, deep pot with a tight-fitting lid and a rack. The pot must be deep enough to accommodate the jars, the rack, and at least an inch of water above the tops of the jars. The rack allows water to circulate beneath the jars, preventing breakage and ensuring uniform heating. Some modern canners are designed specifically for jams and jellies and may only fit pint-sized jars. Regardless of size, the canner must allow vigorous boiling without spilling over. Pressure canning, precision for low-acid foods. Why pressure matters. Pressure canning is essential for low-acid foods such as vegetables, meats, poultry, and seafood. These foods can harbor Clostridium botulinum spores, which survive boiling temperatures. A pressure canner raises the internal temperature to around 240 degrees Fahrenheit, 115 degrees Celsius, hot enough to destroy these spores and prevent botulism, a potentially deadly foodborne illness. The process. A pressure canner is a sealed vessel that builds pressure as it heats. Inside, steam increases the temperature beyond the boiling point of water. The canner must be operated according to tested recipes and precise pressure guidelines. If pressure drops below the recommended level at any time, the processing time must be restarted to ensure safety. After processing, the canner should cool naturally until the pressure returns to zero. Removing the regulator too soon can cause liquid loss from jars, known as siphoning. Waiting a few minutes before opening the lid helps maintain jar integrity and prevent spills. Types of pressure canners. Dial gauge canners. Dial gauge canners use a dial to display the internal pressure. They allow fine adjustments for altitude and require careful monitoring throughout processing. Because accuracy is vital, gauges should be tested annually to ensure they read correctly. At altitudes of 2,000 feet or below, pressure should be 11 pounds for meats and vegetables and 6 pounds for fruits. As elevation increases, the pressure must be adjusted upward to maintain safe temperatures. Weighted gauge canners. Weighted gauge canners regulate pressure automatically using a weighted disc or rings that jiggle when the correct pressure is reached. The rhythmic movement or sound indicates proper operation. Weighted gauges are simpler to use and do not require annual testing. At altitudes above 1,000 feet, the weight must be increased by 5 pounds to compensate for lower atmospheric pressure. This adjustment ensures that food reaches the proper temperature for safe preservation. Altitude adjustments, science behind the numbers. Understanding elevation. Atmospheric pressure decreases with elevation, lowering the boiling point of water. To maintain safe canning temperatures, adjustments are necessary. For example, at sea level, a dial gauge canner operates at 11 pounds of pressure, but at 6,000 feet, it must reach 14 pounds. Weighted gauge canners use 10 pounds at low altitudes and 15 pounds above 1,000 feet. Accurate pressure ensures that food reaches the temperature required to destroy harmful microorganisms. Failure to adjust for altitude can result in underprocessed food and potential spoilage. Testing for a vacuum seal. After jars cool for 12 to 24 hours, test the seal by pressing the center of the lid. A properly sealed lid will not flex and cannot be lifted off once the band is removed. This vacuum seal is what keeps food safe during storage. Any jar that fails to seal should be refrigerated and consumed promptly. A strong seal ensures that air has been expelled during processing, creating the vacuum that prevents spoilage and contamination. Unsafe canning methods to avoid. Outdated techniques. While traditional methods may appear convenient, several older techniques are now considered unsafe. Open kettle method, which relies on hot food sealing the jar without further processing, does not reach temperatures high enough to destroy spoilage organisms. Oven canning is also dangerous. Jars can explode under dry heat, and temperatures are uneven. Likewise, microwave, slow cooker, dishwasher, and solar canning methods fail to achieve safe processing temperatures. Always rely on scientifically tested recipes and approved methods. Why these methods fail. Unsafe methods often lack consistent heat distribution or fail to maintain the necessary temperature long enough to destroy bacteria. Even if jars appear sealed, the food inside may still harbor harmful microorganisms. Proper canning requires sustained heat and pressure, not shortcuts. Essential equipment for safe canning. Canners. Use a boiling water bath for high-acid foods and a pressure canner for low-acid foods. Each type is designed to reach the temperatures required for safe preservation. Thermometer. A clip-on thermometer helps monitor temperatures accurately. Choose one with clear markings and a sturdy clip that attaches to the side of the pot. Racks and lids. Ensure racks allow water circulation and lids fit tightly. The rack prevents jars from touching the bottom of the canner, reducing the risk of breakage. Jars and bands. Inspect jars for cracks or chips and use new lids with intact sealing compounds. Wash all components in hot, soapy water and rinse thoroughly before use. Maintenance. Clean and inspect canners before each season. Check gauges and valves for accuracy and cleanliness. Replace any worn or damaged parts immediately. Practice safety and enjoy the process. The golden rule. The quality of the foods preserved will be only as good as the quality of the foods when they were fresh. Preserving with confidence. Home canning is both rewarding and empowering. It connects us to generations of food preservation knowledge while promoting self-reliance and sustainability. By following tested procedures, adjusting for altitude, and maintaining equipment, you can safely preserve the harvest and enjoy wholesome, homemade foods all year long. Each jar becomes a reflection of care, patience, and tradition, a reminder that food preservation is not just about storage, but about preserving memories and flavors for the future. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and diving into the art and science of home canning. I hope this guide has helped you feel more confident, more prepared, and more excited to preserve your own foods safely and successfully. Whether you're stocking your pantry, building self-reliance, or simply enjoying the satisfaction of filling jars with something you created, you're carrying on a tradition that has nourished families for generations. If you find this lesson helpful, inspiring, or even just interesting, please take a moment to like this video. Subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell, and share this with someone who would love learning these skills too. Your support helps this community grow and ensures you never miss the next chapter in our canning series. We've covered a lot today, from water bath canning to pressure canning, altitude adjustments, equipment care, and the safety practices that keep every jar shelf stable. But there's always more to learn, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep preserving the things that matter. I'll see you in the next video.